I'm Diana Claire Douglas, and I'm very happy to be speaking with Judy Wilkins-Smith, who's a systemic dynamics specialist, and we're going to talk about systemic constellation work, organizational constellation work, and a training program being offered here in Ottawa, Canada, for people who want to learn the process that you offer. So first of all, what does it mean to be a system dynamics specialist?
So a system dynamics specialist is somebody who understands the patterns, the hidden patterns and hidden loyalties in systems, knows how to see them, and is able to work with organizations and families to demonstrate their effects, to have a look at issues, examine issues, and to arrive at perhaps good resolutions for the person or the organization involved. So it's really illuminating the hidden loyalties that keep systems stuck. Yeah.
So the purpose of it is, once you've illuminated that, the loyalties and the blocks is what?
Well, dynamics are what keeps systems stuck. Okay, so once you look at the dynamic and you see it, it served its purpose. That means that it no longer needs to keep later members of the organization, generations, or the generations in a family trapped, if you will, by what's happening in the system.
So if you showed me that, like the block that was happening in my family, for instance,
right,
or in my workplace, then, and after that we saw the block, what could I hope for?
So as soon as you see the block, of course, you're not blind to it anymore.
Aha, that's a good thing.
And as soon as you're not blind to it, it means you have the opportunity to make different choices.
Right. Oh, that would make sense. Right.
Different choices mean you don't have to get stuck hitting the same brick wall. Now you have an option to do it differently to maybe all the ones who came before you. And do it in a way that is both respectful to what came before you and hopeful to the ones who are going to come after you.
Yeah, because I know you've said that we do this on behalf of the children or the next generations, right? That's a big part of the work that we're doing is on behalf of those who come after us.
Absolutely. It changes what's happening now. It gives perspective to what happened before. And it also frees people who come after us from the effects of the dynamic that's in play in the system.
So could you say a little more about what you mean by systems? I know we talk about living systems and human systems, and what is that for you?
So systems are things like family systems or organizational systems, where the members within that group become a system of their own. So you talk about your family system, you talk about this organizational system. These are each different systems. Your primary pattern makers are family systems. One of the most influential are organizational systems. So you really want to understand, for example, how it is that you take your family with you to work. People will say, no, I leave my family at home. Not possible. Your family comes right into work with you. It can't help itself. The dynamics that you can't resolve here in the at least at home, will come on with you into the organization.
So, Judy, will you give us some, examples of what it's like to bring your family into the workplace?
Sure. So, you know the boss that you really struggle with at work? You may want to look at which parent it is you struggle with at home. And your worker, your co-worker, the one you'd like to drop kick out the window, go and have a look and see which of your siblings it is that brings up the same feeling for you. What happens is in each system we're often place marking for each other. So someone else who brings up a feeling for you may well be your family member who's now showing up in the organization. What we don't sort out in family systems, we often try to sort out at the workplace.
And is that a successful way of doing that?
It can be. It can be a very hard way of doing that. Conversely, what you're not working out in the workplace, you may take home. But the fact of the matter is that systems are always looking to be in balance. So if you exclude anyone from a system, you're going to find that the exclusion travels from system to system until that person or until that product, in the case of organizations, is integrated and it can settle again.
So if living systems, I mean, I understand that as human beings we're living and stuff, but what does it mean to be a systems dynamics coach or consultant or facilitator when we're working with living systems?
So with living systems, what you will notice is that the system is represented, we use representations to do this, but is represented or represents the different elements, and my job is to have a look at what are the patterns that I'm seeing, what are the dynamics that I'm seeing, how can we represent those in a way that you can, in 3D, if you like, in living maps, you can actually go and explore what's happening, why it's happening, what the effects are, and how it's keeping everybody stuck. And then from there, when you get that piece, so what's possible? So we use this a lot for test, diagnosis and design in organizations.